こんにちは、ハリケーンフットボールです。今回の教材は、パルマの鈴木彩艶に関する動画です。急転直下の話でしたが、鈴木彩艶のウエストハム移籍の噂が出てきました。なぜウエストハムなのか、といった第一印象でしたが、すでに交渉は進展しているということで、代理人を通しての交渉が進められているようです。ウエストハムのファンチャンネルも複数リアクションしており、今回の動画では、ウエストハムの移籍ニュースにも詳しい、EXWHUemployee というアカウント名の、つまり、元ウエストハム職員のアカウントの投稿を引用しつつ、この移籍の話が前進しており、つまり実際に動いているものだ、と強調しています。実際にどのように話しているのか、チェックしてみましょ
う。Right, let's talk about the more exciting news, I suppose, in terms of West Ham and new goalkeeper. So let me just read from X's update. It's probably the best way to start this, isn't it? Here we go. We can exclusively reveal that we are now in advanced talks for Zion Suzuki, the Japanese international who was born in the USA currently, and now he plays for Parma in Italy. The 6'3" goalkeeper is from Ghana and Japanese heritage, and he elected himself to play for his team for Japan, which he... his mother was from Japan, so that's where he decided, and that's where he was raised, so he now plays for Japan. The player appears to have emerged as a top goalkeeper target, and talks have already started with the player through his agent, and he could be one of the next players to join the club if all goes according to plan. It would also tick the Asian market signing that the club have been desiring for a long time. So I'm not going to sit here and go, oh my God, I can't believe we're signing that goalkeeper. I've always wanted him at West Ham. No idea. So I've just done my sort of research as best I can on him in terms of looking at comments online, looking at match reviews and looking at a few clips and stuff. He looks like quite a big, commanding keeper. I mean, he seems to have quite a big presence, good shot stopper. Now, if you read up about his attributes and what he offers, it seems to be that he's very good with the ball at his feet. He's very good at distribution as well. And he's likened, when a couple of articles have said that he's likened to Raya of Arsenal. That's kind of a similar player. Now, he was a big target for Manchester United once upon a time before they signed Onana. And worryingly, when you go on the Sports One football write up about that time, when it was the kind of between the two, he was compared very similar to Onana. So I really hope that's not the case. But look, I'd like to know if you've got any update, if you've got any insight to this goalkeeper, feel free to put in the comments. I'd like to share it and we can all discuss it. But this seems like quite a big story, and I'll tell you the reason why. And I sort of sharing how things go my end. But X messaged me this morning about it and said, right, got a big story coming up regarding a goalkeeper. It's really important we get this out. So when working with X over these years, I get the sense when things are happening or something's really, and for X to say advanced talk. So you've got to be really, he's very particular about the words he uses. And, I can vouch for that because when I do articles and stuff like that, he proofreads them and he's very careful with certain words because he basically doesn't want to mislead and give people the impression. So he'll try, if anything, he'll try and downplay it. He's not done that with this deal, so that tends to give the indication that something's going to happen there, which is good. I mean, if this is, again, I want to know where our top targets are. Like, this is what I'm more interested in. It's not so much the players. It's not like I'm saying this summer I want West Ham to go and sign the best goalkeeper out on the market, the best. I appreciate we're not that sort of club. We're not rich. We're not a Champions League club. We can't go and get the best players on the market and spend. I mean, and we certainly know we ain't got the bloody money to do it. What I'm more interested in is more that if Graham Potter and Carl McCauley are saying that's the player we want, that is the number one target for this position, I want West Ham to go and get him. If we can get, say, 80% of our top targets, let's say we're after 6 or 7 players, if we can get sort of, around that mark in terms of success in getting the targets over the line, I think that's a really good sign. I think that's encouraging. And I'll tell you what I'm encouraged by as well, because I think we've all been a bit nervous about West Ham getting deals done this summer. Although, all right, we haven't signed anyone yet. I like the fact we're in advanced talks now for 2 players. Obviously, El Hadj Malik Diouf is the other one. The update from him is a little bit not the most exciting, really. Obviously, I was hoping for a bit better news at this stage. Talks are still ongoing now. And apparently we're still in negotiations over the fee. Now, I know people, and myself straight when I read that, was more like, oh, really? It's only a few £1 million. How are we still in long-term negotiations? I don't think it's to do with it. I get the feeling the fee's agreed. I think the issue is the money up front kind of situation. How much we're willing to put on the table straight away to get him done. I think they're chasing something. Look, I don't know the details of it, so I'm just reading between the lines and also reading stuff you read online. So I don't want to get too misled here. But the suggestion I'm getting is that they want sort of like £10 million up front and the rest paid over a period of time. I think West Ham aren't up for doing that. So I think that's the situation now. We know West Ham have got cash flow issues, so it's not as if we've just got a load of money we can just throw at this straight away. So I think West Ham are trying to negotiate it down into a better position for us in terms of our cash flow. So hopefully, though, that deal will get done. Personal terms are, I don't know whether they're agreed, but we've been told officially, this is what the line from X is, are not an issue. There's going to be, they're not anticipating any problems with personal terms. That suggests they're probably agreed already. So I think it's there or thereabouts. I think it's just between the clubs now to get the deal one over the line. As I say, in terms of Suzuki, I mean, I can't say exactly the status of where it is. So it says we're now just in advanced talk. So, and it did mention, didn't he, through the agent. So it says that the player appears to emerge a top target and talks have already started with the player through his agent. So interesting. We seem to move forward with a few things, which is encouraging. That's what I want to see. You know, we all do, don't we? We all want to kick on. We want to start, looking forward to next season. I know the mood is very low at West Ham at the moment. I know the belief is very low. I think everything about West Ham at the moment is not great. It's not a great place. So to get some movement in the transfer market and see us getting players over the line, I think it breathes a little bit of hope into next season for myself anyway. So let's hope that this continues, and if we can get a few more stories like this where we're like, right, we've gone for that player, we're in advance, so we're getting him over the line. I start to feel a bit better about things. So yeah, that's where we are at the moment. But Mohamed Kudus is obviously the interesting one now. Let's see what Chelsea do. Let's hope they come in with a really decent offer, one that is going to mean money up front. Bang, there you go, is 65, 70 million quid, and we can just snap it up and move on. And obviously, hopefully, he doesn't end up going to Tottenham. But let's wait and see. Look, have a good one. I might have some more videos for later. I doubt it'll be later today, probably be tomorrow morning, but we'll see, depending on the news, of course. Have a good one, and I'll catch you soon. Come on, your ones.
次は解説です。話すスピードはかなり速く、ついていけない方がほとんどなのではないでしょうか。実際にネイティブと話す場合には、これくらいのスピードには慣れる必要があり、そのためには、よく言われる、リダクションやリンキングなどの発音の特徴を知っている必要があると思いますし、そうでなければいつまで経っても聞き取ることはできないと思いますので、大人になってから英語を学習される場合は、必ず発音の変化の特徴を体系的に一通り学習してみましょう。ボキャブラリーは難しいものもなかったので少ないですが、本日の解説パートをチェックしてみましょ
う。Ghana and Japanese heritage.
ヘリテージは遺産や受け継がれたものを意味する名詞です。例えば、カルチュラルヘリテージで、文化遺産のように、歴史的価値のある建物や伝統を指すときに使います。また、人に使うと、ジャパニーズヘリテージで、日本の地を引くのように、出自や家系を意味する言葉にもなります。旅行、歴史、アイデンティティに関する話題で品質の単語です。アイエルツやトフル、トイックでも登場するので、意味と使い方をしっかり覚えましょ
う。Ghana and Japanese heritage in Ghana and Japanese heritage, and he's likened to Raya of Arsenal.
ライクンは何かに例えるという意味の動詞で、文学や報道、スピーチなどフォーマルな文脈でよく使われる表現です。使い方は、ライクン A to B で、A を B になぞらえる。A を B に例えるという構文になります。例えば、彼の演技を伝説的俳優になぞらえたなど、比喩や印象を伝えるのに非常に効果的です。日常会話ではあまり頻繁に使われませんが、書き言葉では重宝されます。
He's likened to Raya of Arsenal. He's likened to Raya of Arsenal. So he'll try, if anything, he'll try and downplay it.
ダウンプレイは、物事を実際よりも小さく見せるや、大したことがないように言うといった意味の動詞です。例えばニュースや政治の文脈で、政府が事件を小さく扱おうとしたという場面でよく使われます。また、謙遜して自分の成果を控えめに語るときにも使えます。英語では、don't downplay it で、それを軽く見ないでのような表現があり、何かを過小評価してはいけないというメッセージを伝える際にも便利です。意味を誤解しやすいので、強調表現の逆だと覚えておくと理解しやすいです。
So he'll try, if anything, he'll try and downplay it. So he'll try, if anything, he'll try and downplay it, and we can just snap it up and move on.
スナップアップは、何かを素早く手に入れるや、飛びついて買うという意味の駆動詞です。人気商品や良い仕事のチャンスなどがあるとき、 人々がそれを即座に確保しようとする場面で使われます。例えば、限定セールの商品がすぐに売り切れたは、The items were snapped up という風に表現します。語感としても、パッと取る、勢いよくつかむという感じがあり、スピード感と人気の高さが強調されます。ニュース記事やビジネスの場面でもよく登場するので覚えておくと便利です。
And we can just snap it up and move on. And we can just snap it up and move on.
いかがでしたか？ウエストハムが日本人を獲得するという話は、これまでもほとんどなかったので私のチャンネルで扱うのも初めてでしたが、鈴木彩艶の移籍先としては、ウエストハムか、というのが、私の本音でした。それでも実際にウエストハムに移籍することを想像すると、正ゴールキーパーのポジションを取れる可能性もあり、数年後には、さらにステップアップしやすいと言えるような中堅どころのチームとも考えれば、その前のステップとしては、ちょうど良いとも言えるチームなのかもしれないとも感じます。もうすでに交渉が進展しているということで、すぐに決まってもおかしくない話にも感じますが、またどういう展開になるのか、楽しみにしたいと思います。本日もご視聴いただきありがとうございました。またすぐにお会いしましょう。